Hi there, this is Rajat here from StartupFrat, and today we are going to talk about targeted marketing. I got a lot of comments and questions from you, so I thought, hey man, let me lighten up your weekend with some more information on targeted marketing. Now, how does targeted marketing work? What is the psychological difference between display marketing and targeted marketing, etc.? We're going to go through that. I truly feel that a lot of Indian business owners, they kind of need to start learning about these things, because like I keep mentioning again and again, that supply-based marketing, supply-based economy has kind of changed, and we don't have the kind of demand that is existing in the market for the last 20-30 years, and you need to start understanding how to generate the demand. And for that, there are two different kinds of marketing, and one of them is something that I recommend, one of them is something that I don't recommend. The decision is entirely yours, but if you've been doing one of these, you will know exactly whether it works or not, and then you will understand why I keep talking about the topics that I do. So let me just quickly get into the subject matter. We have two types of marketing. One is called display marketing, which is geared more towards inbound inquiries, and there is something called outbound marketing, which is geared more towards I'm going to go out, get the customer attention and convert it into business. Okay, so how does it work? Let me give you some examples that probably you have used in the past. TV ads, putting an ad in the TV. Now, if you're a big business, you'll probably put ads in the TV because they're very, very expensive. But with the amount of channels that they're expanding, I just got a call from some company saying, hey man, we are a TV channel. We just opened up. We have like 20,000 subscribers, and many of them are in your town. So if you would like to give us a TV ad, we start with 20,000 rupees or something like that, right? But they can get very, very expensive, because obviously TV by itself is a very expensive medium. Then you have something called newspaper ads. Again, they will start with minimum of 10 to 20,000 rupees, depending on what newspaper you go for. If you go for the Times of India and all, they could get very, very expensive. Then you have things like visiting cards, right? People make visiting cards and they keep throwing out these visiting cards everywhere, right? Hey man, here's my card, etc. Now, if you are a corporate employee, okay, one of the big questions I get from students of the StartupFrat Academy, or corporate employees, say, I'm already working in a job, I have my boss, I have my colleagues, and I don't want to do anything that puts my name out there where they may find it and they may say, hey man, why are you trying to build your own business, right? Because the people, crab mentality, right? If you're trying to do something nice for yourself, there are people who will try to kind of figure out how to hurt you or pull you down and things like that. This is a very normal human nature, no problem about that. But obviously, if you're in a job, if you're a corporate employee, or if you're some person who wants to keep their business activity different from their family, okay, they don't want their family to know, they want their friends to know, which is perfectly fine. I highly recommend it. Then doing things like putting your name into newspapers, throwing out a bunch of visiting cards everywhere where the wrong kind of people may find it. People put stickers all over the place, like they go to these commercial buildings and you have the stickers, this is what we do, etc. You have people put banners and hoardings. Now, they could be very small, like you have these small banners put up on trees and stuff, and then you could have larger hoardings and all. You have people doing spamming on Facebook groups. You join a Facebook group which is meant for like these entrepreneur Facebook groups, and then everybody's putting up their posts, hey man, I help people do etc. I help people do GST planning or whatever, here's my number and all that. Okay, that's display. Then you have websites. Okay, by now you must have figured out a website is a great thing to have, but it's not going to get you business. Okay, in fact, in the StartupFrat Academy, I have helped students get up to 6 figures of income without even having a website. Why? Because nobody has the time to go through your website, and a website is the number one reason why the wrong kind of people will find you. Okay, anything to do with YouTube or Google SEO, right? Especially if you have your name, your face on your website, if you're doing Google SEO, or if you're doing a bunch of YouTubing, none of this stuff is going to make you money. Let me just cut it short. All of this YouTubing, etc., is not going to make you money, because it's all of these things are meant for big players. All of these things are meant for big players. For you to become big on YouTube will take at an average of 800 days of video posting every single day. 800 days, okay, that's the golden number. That means it's more than 2 years. 2 years is like 730 days or something like that, right? So 800 days, that's more than 2 years of posting a video every single day will probably make you like a YouTube sensation, but do not bet on it. Then you have people throwing up their business name and address on Just Dial and Yelp and all of that, which is fair, no problem. Freelancing websites and all of that, networks, right? These are called these yellow page networks or whatever, which is great. There's no problem with that, but the point is you will either not get business or you will be price compared with at least 10 people before you ever get a customer inquiry. Why? Because what does Just Dial do? Have you ever gone and given an inquiry like an end customer on Just Dial? You say, hey man, I want an electrician. They're going to send you phone numbers of 10 electricians, and you start getting calls from 10 different people before you ever make a decision as a consumer. So basically these networks are in the business of providing the consumer the best possible choice, which is awesome. But as a business, if you're listed over there, you're just one among many, and you will be price compared with 100 other people before you ever get a business deal. Okay, all of these are essentially display kind of advertising, where you are expecting a deal to come through the door, a paying customer to come through the door. It doesn't work like that, and if you're a business owner, you would have realized that by now. Even if you're a certified independent professional like a doctor, lawyer, chartered accountant, architect, you would have realized that this stuff doesn't get you the business, at least not the kind of customers that you want, and not the kind of customers that you will make a tidy profit, and you will be in a position to serve them to your best ability as possible. You'll get the price riffs and all of those kind of people. You are unable to help them and serve them to the best of your capability because they don't want to pay you anyway. Okay, now we have something called outbound marketing. Okay, outbound marketing. What is outbound marketing? Outbound marketing is highly targeted marketing that you can start with. The investments in terms of money are a fraction of what you would pay for any of this type of marketing. Okay, are a fraction. Just to give you perspective, a good website will cost you about 65,000 rupees a year to maintain. If you can get a website for these 5,000 rupees, I'll make you a website. That website ain't gonna work. Okay, so a good website will cost you about 65,000 rupees a year just to maintain the website. And if you get SEO services, if you get a smart Alec person who knows a Google SEO, Google keywords, and they kind of put you in the directories and all of that, that will cost you at least 2.5 lakh rupees a year, my friend. That will cost you at least 2.5 lakh rupees a year. If there is somebody who says I can do your SEO for 8,000 rupees and all of that, trust me, it ain't gonna happen. Okay, now how do we do targeted marketing? I'll give you different scenarios, okay, and all of these will work for you. The first one is, instead of giving an ad in the newspaper which will cost you upwards of 10,000, 20,000 rupees, you could start by distributing pamphlets which have a deal on them. How do you work that? You go to a newspaper supplier who has a distribution in the 10 societies in your area, in a different area, whatever, right? Which is why it's targeted. You can find a newspaper supplier on the other end of town. You can find a newspaper supplier who's in a different town or whatever, and you pay them literally 1,000 rupees, and they will put 1,000 pamphlets or 500 pamphlets into 500 different newspapers, and put all these newspapers only in one society, only in one particular housing society. Okay, now imagine you have a restaurant. Okay, you put 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees in one particular society. You put another 1,000 rupees worth of pamphlets in another society. You put another 1,000 rupees in a fourth society. You put another 1,000 rupees in a fifth society. Okay, in the kind of place where you don't have your friends, colleagues, family members, etc. Right? So you can really target it really fine. Okay, now you imagine you are a restaurant that serves non-vegetarian, and one of these societies is the kind of society where you have a lot more vegetarian people living there. Right? You're not gonna get any inquiries. You're not gonna get any business from this society. Okay, maybe there's another society which is maybe a little low income level, where people don't kind of afford the kind of dish prices, the price per dish that you are charging, and you get a negative return on investment, which means you spend over here you lost your 1,000 rupees, over here you got only 2 orders from the whole housing society, and the orders amounted to like 800 rupees, so you lost 200 rupees. And in the third society, what happens is, you know, maybe you have your kind of customers, maybe the socio-economic type, etc. of the people is slightly better. You get, let's say, 2,000 rupees of business. In the third society you get 4,000 rupees of business, and the last society, let's say, you get 5,000 rupees of business. Okay, imagine you have a profit percentage of, let's say, 30%. So for 5,000 rupees of business, you make 1,700 rupees in profit. Okay, Okay, 1700 rupees in profit. What does this pamphlet say? It says Friday night 30% off if you order between the hours of 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock, so we can serve our customers, provide timely deliveries, whatever it is. Okay, so 30% off, and after 30% off you're able to make, let's say, 20 or 30% profit on your dish prices. Okay, in the restaurant business typically you make about 50% profit. Okay, let's say you collect 1700 rupees of profit on this Friday night, okay, for 1,000 rupees of investment. Now what you do from the next Friday onwards, whenever you have to roll out a deal, is you cut out all these expenses and you focus on this society. Okay, and then you go society by society by society by society till you have at least 4 or 5 societies that you know that you're going to make a tidy profit, because the taste of the customer, the socio-economic status of the customer matches exactly what you're providing. And imagine you start building a customer audience who are, over a period of time, they are loyal to you and they know they're going to get the best service, the best possible quality from you, and you know that they're the kind of people who like to order out on Fridays and pay for it and all that. Okay, the second model is called telecalling, where you personally either pick up the phone or you have a person pick up the phone. You have an employee who picks up the phone, makes 100 calls a day. You get your appointments or you get your walk-ins, and you're calling the kind of people that you want to call. Again, you follow the same exact model. You get a small database from somewhere, you get another small database from somewhere, and you call them, and that's how you run the model. Again, you can make it very, very targeted. So you're not calling your own town, you're not calling areas where you have your own colleagues, bosses, whatever, living there, etc. Or if you're into B2B, which is, you're calling a business or a company, you can literally just exclude your current employer and have your telecalling guy call the companies that you intend to. And this can be very, very targeted. Again, upfront investment can be very low indeed. The telecalling salary for a person will be 20,000 rupees upfront. Okay, you can pay them some incentives and all if they perform well, but let's say about 20,000 rupees in any tier 2 city. If you're in a tier 1 city like Bombay or something, maybe the salary will be higher. Okay, so the spend is lower. For 20,000 rupees, this guy will make 100 calls a day, 25 days a month, that's 2,500 calls. Okay, instead of just spending 20,000 rupees on a newspaper ad and waiting for a customer to walk in. Okay, now there's another aspect over here which I'll talk to about in just a second. Okay, the second thing is targeted ads. Anything to do with Facebook, Instagram, etc. is a pay for play, which means regardless of how beautiful a Facebook profile you have and what a nice business page you have and things like that, okay, nobody's ever going to find you on search. Okay, so you have to pay to play, which means you have to either pay for ads or you have to do targeted marketing manually using a technique which is called the $1.8 method, which the famous social media influencer 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐿 propagated. So you can do it manually, you can do it pay to play, which is paid ads, but all of these incidentally are not brand building ads. All of these are action ads, which means, hey, call us, message us, do this, go onto a WhatsApp, put in an inquiry. So it's a direct action ad that you tell a customer, hey, if you like this, you put out an ad, say if you want this discount, or if you want this Friday offer, if you want something like this, just message us, call us, send us a WhatsApp message or whatever it is, right? These are targeted ads. And then you have something called SMS marketing, which is, again, you can get your SMS agency to pay to send SMSs only in a particular pin code. You can send SMSs only in a particular city. You can send SMSs only to people who are interested in financial products, only to people who are interested in restaurant products, only to people who are interested in lifestyle products and things like that. It can be very, very targeted, and it will get you the necessary inquiries in the door. Now, key difference with this type of marketing versus this type of marketing, this can be highly predictable. Let me just write that down. Okay, highly predictable. Okay, and the amount of profit or the amount of revenue you make from this activity will depend on whether you have a consistent system, which we call in our community the express highway system, which you have a consistent system to convert customer attention. So what you're doing is you're literally buying customer attention by spending some money over here, by employing a guy over here, by spending some money over here or whatever. Okay, and then you're buying customer attention. So you need to have a consistent, predictable model of using this customer attention, multiplying this customer attention, harnessing this customer attention, and making a profit from this customer attention. Okay, if you do not have a process like that, then neither will this work for you, and I can guarantee you, nor will this work for you. Okay, so a lot of people think that if I throw money at the problem, suddenly I'll start getting business. The answer is no, not in this market, and I can guarantee not in the future. In India at least, you're going to do this, because this whole shift happened in the US about 50 years back, and since then it's never been the same again, right? So if you go to a supermarket and look for cornflakes, they have so many aisles full of cornflakes of various prices, various varieties, various flavors, various brands, that if you were one of those brands, you're guaranteed to never make a profit if you were depending on supermarket walk-ins to sell your product. Okay, so that brings us to something called demand generation. What is this process called? A predictable process of getting customer attention, harnessing customer attention, multiplying and maximizing customer attention, and then monetizing customer attention so you make a profit. This process is called demand generation. Okay, now if this information was useful to you, I saw a lot of comments saying, hey, I would like to learn about it, I would like to implement it in my business, will you mentor me and things like that. I don't know about that, but I have a masterclass coming up which is free for Hangout members. I don't know what the date is, but if you go to this link called, let me just write this down over here. Okay, if you go to this link called startupfrat.club/live, you can register for that live masterclass. We usually have it at 9 p.m. on weekdays, on some weekday, but if it's on a different time or something, you just have to make yourself available. We are usually overbooked for this because I have my own marketing activity that I make sure that these live masterclasses are booked out. And if you want to make sure that you attend, you're able to see the content and everything that is being given over there, you'll need to attend 15 minutes before joining time. So if the joining time is 9 p.m., which it usually is on a weekday, you will have to come in at 8:45. Otherwise, you will not get a seat in the room. We usually have 100 people rooms, and we usually go about 200 to 250 registrations. Okay, so if you want to know more about how we are helping people in the StartupFrat Academy in building this out for themselves, where they can work with me and I can hold their hand, kind of watch over their shoulder while they build this out for themselves. We literally build it out for them step by step. Then you go to this masterclass which is called startupfrat.club/live. Okay, full disclaimer, towards the end of that web class or webinar or masterclass, we will be giving out Diwali special offers for the next batch of the Academy programs. Okay, I don't know which Academy program is up for discount, but we are giving significant offs on Diwali, so you'll get a chance to make a one-time lifetime decision. If you're not a lifetime decision, at least till next year, yeah, to see if you can join these batches and learn how to build this for yourself. Okay, so that's it from my side. If you gained something from all this knowledge, I want you to comment below why, because the next possible video that we are posting, you'll get to see it better if you interact with these videos. Otherwise the algorithm will stop showing you these videos over time. Okay, that's it from my side. I hope this was useful. If you want to come in and learn how to build this for yourself, just sign up for this masterclass, and we will see you later this week. Bye bye.